All right, man, I'm excited. You know why?
Why? Why are you excited?
We're part of the Den.
Ooh, we're here having some whiskey in the den. Hanging out in the den. It's like the man den.
Yeah.
What's the den?
Den is the Deluxe Edition Network, an awesome network of podcasts that you can check out at deluxeeditionnetwork.com.
Check out all the podcasts there. Lots of good stuff, including, now, fresh and new, Bacon is My Podcast. What's your bacon?
And are you a wrestling fan? Is that why you use the word pop?
I am a wrestling fan. I fell off recently. I'm not in love with any product that's easily accessible right now.
Right.
I'm a little curious about AEW with like them adding Edge and stuff, but it's football season, sincerely. Used to be a huge Mark. Now I am much more of a casual.
Gotcha. Okay.
Gotcha.
Understood.
We do have a new song on the record called Kayfabe. So it's definitely in my sphere of awareness constantly.
Right. Kayfabe was just recently added to the dictionary.
Yeah,
as a real word.
It was like 2 weeks ago, right?
A couple weeks ago. It has now been added to the dictionary as an official word.
Hell yeah. I love that.
Because a buddy of mine and I gotta find it. We wanted to do like a concept record of shitty punk songs that were all like wrestling related.
Wrestling related things. Yeah. I remember.
And we were like, let's just make titles and then write them. And like we have songs like Not Fair to Flair and just like stuff like that. I gotta find the note, but I'm not gonna do that.
I don't know how big into like the podcasting world you guys are, but did you see recently Theo Von had Hulk Hogan on?
I saw that he did, but I haven't seen the
and Hogan was talking all sorts of weird shit.
He's a weird guy.
He's as bad as when he had Jesse Ventura on. That was crazy.
Yeah, I did see that one. Yeah, Jesse Ventura is he's an incredible guest on whatever he's on.
Yeah, I agree.
You're just like, okay, this is gonna be something.
That guy's just high on life, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Whatever life provides.
We need to start this thing.
Bacon! Bacon is my podcast! Bacon! Bacon is my... Bacon! Bacon is my podcast! Bacon! Bacon is my...
Time out.
Yeah.
Have you guys checked out baconismypodcast.com yet?
It's like the portal to everything Bacon is My Podcast. It's got episodes. It's got music.
Yeah.
It's got swag.
Yeah.
And it has a portal to all of our sponsors, our awesome sponsors like GrillYourAssOff.com, Drink Wild Bills, Manscaped, and, of course, Mythical Beards.
Mythical Beards, yeah. So check it out. I mean, you can just, from one page, find so many things.
Yes.
Right? Check out our swag. Check out their swag. Get those discount codes and just, help out the show.
Exactly. And always remember to ask yourself one super important question.
What's your bacon?
Yep. Welcome to Bacon is My Podcast.
Continuation.
He is Jimmy. I am Mike. And this is our new friend, Mark, from the band Hungover. Go check out their new single, Reunion, which is awesome. And it's so funny because I told your PR agent, which good buddy of the show, Tori, another Orlando bud of ours, but we get pitched a lot of stuff, and we legitimately got pitched a lot of rough things, and that you guys broke that.
Thank you.
Broke that rough streak, man.
Thank you.
When the whole,
as we do say no, we do say a lot of no.
Yeah. The second I was able to check out the reunion video, the song and the style and just like all the really cool elements and the pop and roll thing is for real.
Yes.
And dude, I love it. I'm a fan.
I appreciate it.
I'm a fan because of that email that was sent to us.
I've been living that pop and roll life for years, man. I get it. Every show they put, we don't know where to put you.
I've always wanted a term to articulate it because pop punk makes me think like super like newfound glory, like high five stage dives, like that kind of vibe. Pop rock makes me feel like boys like girls, maybe even like Joe Bros or whatever, and like we kind of exist in a sphere to where we play with both. And sometimes like Reunion's definitely way more pop punky than other stuff. But when the record comes out, like people will hear that is the most pop punk song on the record, and there is a spectrum, and we exist at our core somewhere in between that spectrum.
Well, yeah, it's a lot of pop hook.
Yeah,
that was the first thing that like. There's something that we always talk about with other songwriters on this show, and that is about the hook. That is catchy as fuck.
The hook is everything.
That's what Reunion did to me, and I was like,
everything.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
We sat at a restaurant today, and they were playing music, and we were just. Every single hook that came on, we were like, yes.
Why is this so good?
This is why this is great. This is why this is good.
So, yeah, dude, you guys knocked it out of the park. I'm really excited for the record. When about is the record supposed to come out?
So, it low-key got released in an article the other day, and I don't think it was supposed to. But it'll be out early 2024, very early 2024. And we'll have a few singles out before then. So you could expect more new music before the year's end.
Nice.
Awesome. Super excited about that.
So I do like I love the pop and roll thing. I also like that was one of those things where I saw it and I was like, why didn't I think of that?
That's been
why didn't I think of that?
Eluding you for so many years.
Well, we used to call ourselves Alterna Hard Pop.
Right.
That's sick though. That's sick.
And it's just that was always our thing that we put out, but pop and roll is just it's shorter, it's hookier, it's great.
It looks good on a t-shirt too.
yeah,
right? Hell yeah. So yeah, we're actually, for those watching on Strangerhood TV, you see the fine background behind us, the city lights behind us, if you will. We're in Miami, and our buddy Marc here is from Orlando. We're only a few short hours away as opposed to being in New York. But like, so Orlando, something that we know from doing years of the podcast is Orlando's got a really fucking cool music scene.
Yeah, it really seems
it's unfair. Right? It's really unfair.
Right? Like
it's pretty sick. Like
it's pretty awesome. And you guys all seem like really close in terms of like you know, the shows like do you guys participate in the shows that like Felicity does where they do the cover, like they cover a band, like they do a butt rock band or whatever?
So we've never done one of those with them, but we did do a show so that promoter Marshall, shout out Marshall with 1L from Orlando, Marshall Rones, Montgomery Drive, he puts on those shows sometimes without them, and we did a show where we did Panic at the Disco.
Oh,
so we have done it one time.
Dude, that's how do you tackle Panic at the Disco?
Wow. I don't know if you got it from Reunion, because it's plagued me as long as I've been a singer, and I've been trying so desperately to move further and further away from it. But the first thing anybody says to me when they see us live is, "Did you know that you sound like?" And it's either Patrick Stump or Brendan Urie. So for that show, the headliner did From Under the Cork Tree from front to back, and they asked us if we would do Panic, so we just kind of figured it out.
That's cool.
Also, sidebar, very tangential. In the promo, we talked about garden gnomes, and I share this office space with my partner. It's an art closet / music room or whatever. There is a fairy garden gnome home just sitting here.
Nice.
Wow.
So I don't know. I just looked over and noticed that. So.
No, that's the extra points for you, bro.
Extra points.
I mean, you were still wrong on the bonus question, but
that's okay.
But it's cool. It's still cool.
It's still right. 7 out of 8 ain't bad.
For sure.
We also, as far as the garden gnome thing goes, we are trying to spread amongst our friends and bands.
Dude,
little prank of gnoming where you can just kind of hide a gnome in somebody's gear, maybe on their pedal board when they aren't looking, like in a gear bag, like in something when they're like a touring band, like throw it in a bag or throw it like on the front of their vehicle, right? Something that like little cheap ones, so that when they get rid of it, you can put another one there the next time. Next time.
So you guys roll with Felicity a little bit, right?
Yeah, I cut some of their hair actually.
What's that?
I cut some of their hair.
Oh, okay. Well, Mike doesn't have hair, but he's the guy. He's the guy you do it to,
right?
Okay,
because he'll know right away too.
Yeah, he's the guy you do it to, for sure.
We love those guys. Those guys are awesome. They've been on the show. They've been on the show a few times now.
A lot of times.
Yeah, they are crushing it right now. It's so awesome.
Yeah,
cool, man. They are.
Yeah, the new music that's coming out, and we talked to them about it the last time they were on the show. Is like the whole embracing the social media thing and taking a budget for a music video and doing like 20-second clips and making that go through like 12 songs. It's like,
it's another brilliant move.
Wow. Okay.
It's genius.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Who thought of that? Because that's ridiculous.
Who thought of that? The people that got flown in to open for the U's. That's who thought of that.
Oh, there you go.
What's so interesting about their band now is previously they were a music video band. Like all their music videos are very cool.
Right.
But I feel like I get more personality from them out of a 20-second video. And I know more about their band from them setting up outside of Spirit Halloween and trying to sell merch than I could ever get from a music video or whatever. And I know them all personally. We've played shows with them. They've played release shows with us. We've played release shows with them. They're very important nights to each other. We've always, for the last 6 years at least, we've always played together. And I feel like I know them better through their social media now, and I know them on a personal level. So I can only imagine how someone who is removed and is discovering a new band, they see emo trash or whatever, and they go, "Oh, let me scroll through a couple of these," and it's like, "Oh, I feel like I know this Damien guy." Like I kind of get and like they're poking fun at themselves a little bit, but then like they stand on the music, and I firmly believe that you can approach things however you want to, as long as you step back and you're serious about the craft and the art. So that's how you get a Blink-182. Blink-182 is talking about dicks and aliens on stage, and then they rip. So they can talk about whatever, you know? And I think that's, by being themselves, they're approaching a territory where I think they could be a really big band, and I think they're starting to already.
Hey, bud.
What's up?
Guess what time it is?
Fall.
Yes. You know what that means? That means that the trees are shedding their leaves.
Indeed, indeed. You know what does not shed leaves automatically?
Chesticles, testicles, and cheeks.
Right. So it is time for some fresh ball fall action.
Yeah.
My friends.
Manscaped, the Lawnmower 4.0, featuring their patented skin-safe technology.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, if you're not using Manscaped yet, what are you waiting for? Come on.
And what do your balls look like? Ooh.
Right? It's got an LED light, so if you're worried about nicking something or not being able to see, you don't have to worry, man. The lawnmower has it.
Shave in the dark.
Exactly. It's waterproof.
It is waterproof.
Go into the shower. If you don't want to make a mess outside the shower, go in the shower.
Shave in a dark shower.
Yeah, you can do that with Manscaped. If you go to manscaped.com, use the promo code BACONPOD, it'll give you 20% off and free shipping.
Free shipping.
And it's not even just for the lawnmower.
No, it's for everything. You can get the crop mops, shampoo, they have body soap, they have lotions, all kinds of things. Check it out, manscaped.com. If you can't remember the promo code, just jump over to baconsmypodcast.com and check out our sponsors page.
Always remember to clean your testicles, your chesticles, and your cheeks with Manscaped.
Yeah, man. What's your bacon?
Hello, listeners, and welcome to Quad Pro Quo. Right now, you are probably thinking to yourself, oh great, another movie podcast. Well, dear listener, you would be right. But throw in a couple of marriages, decades-long friendships, and a shared property line, and you have just another movie podcast with a shitload of drama. Inspired by the iconic quid pro quo scene in Silence of the Lambs, each week one of us will pick a movie. It could be a childhood favorite, a classic film noir, an Academy Award winner, or a complete dumpster fire that brings joy to that person's heart. The selector's objective? To get us to love, or at the very least, not hate their pick. Will our marriages, our friendships, and our neighborhood survive? Find out each Thursday on Quad Pro Quo.
I think that makes a lot of sense. I mean, you do like if you do look at like Blink-182 is a great example. Look at early Foo Fighter videos.
Oh man,
you know what I mean? Like
so
it's that whole aspect of like we're gonna have fun with ourselves. We're gonna take the piss out of ourselves and everything, but also we're gonna set it to this soundtrack of a really badass song.
And historically, the Foo Fighters gimmick is just Dave Grohl being a cool as fuck guy.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's it. Like I feel like I know Dave Grohl and I've never met him, you know?
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
And I think we all kind of feel that way. He's done a good job at branding and marketing himself in a way that's authentic to him, to where he could go on Hot Ones and not even talk about his new record. He's talking about barbecuing, you know?
Still my favorite Hot Ones. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So good. The NSYNC one is pretty good. I enjoyed that one.
NSYNC one, yeah, that was really good. I just saw that too. Yeah.
I just love the whole time how Justin's just like, I can't fucking believe I'm doing this again.
Right.
He's like, why am I doing this?
Fun fact.
He doesn't have.
We sat down with Felicity and made them eat hot sauces.
Oh yeah.
We did a hot sauce tasting with Felicity.
We made Mike puke.
Yeah.
And Tristan was playing drums for them. Tristan is now in Dark Divine on Thriller Records, but yeah, we made him puke too.
Yeah.
So we made two people in Texas puke.
We did our own little hot ones.
Yeah.
Points on the board. We so not Hungover, but previous to Hungover, John, who plays guitar in the band, I met him because I started filling in for his old band Broadway, and we went on tour, and the singer of this band had this devious plan to egg one person on per tour and make them feel like they could eat an entire crave case of Crystal or White Castle burgers in one sitting.
Oh man!
Oh my!
But he would pick a guy that like could eat a lot, you know. But his whole strategy was, I'm going to egg this on for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and on tour you're not eating as frequently or on a regular schedule like you normally are,
right.
So your stomach shrinks. So you go in confident. Mentally, you're still back home, and you can crush this crave case. I'm going to take a bowl to the face, and I'm going to eat this crave case. And he did this every tour he was ever on, and every time the guy puked. Every single time. I watched the guy run out of a Crystal and throw up.
So a buddy of ours, shout out to Joey DeMacco, who also plays bass for our collective band, he and I.
Yeah.
But I used to be in a band with him, and same thing. We were just like, crave case, let's go. And what he was doing is, and I didn't realize this until he kind of showed us the science of such things. He would take the burgers and put them, like, smash them together because the bottoms were soggy.
Right, and they're very airy.
And he's like, no, the bottoms are soggy. That's gross. This is how you eat so many. And we were like, wow, this dude just fucking schooled us on how to eat White Castle burgers. That's pretty crazy. And sure enough, I'm driving. You know the studio that we go. So you drive up, you make a left just before a train track, and we turn onto this block, and there's like you know, it's a little bit of a rundown neighborhood, but there's like a small, like a church, but it's a house.
Mm-hmm.
And I turn and I'm driving, and all of a sudden I see him pulling over to this church house, and I see the door open, and I see throw up down underneath his door.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, man, why did he do it there? Why would he? Why? Get onto the main road, get onto the highway, and he calls me and was like, bro, I just puked all that stuff up. It's like, yeah, you did. I saw. Unbelievable.
You weren't stealthy. You weren't stealthy about it.
Right. Mark, how many can you down?
Me personally?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe this is just my empty stomach talking, but I think I could do it. I think I could do the whole thing. 20, 30.
The most I've done is 12.
I could definitely crush 12.
You know what's funny is I've never done that with White Castle. I've done it with like Taco Bell, where we've been like, can you eat like a 10 case?
Oh yeah, that's
well, that's a Tuesday, buddy. You know,
right?
Yeah,
right.
I feel like
I've never tried it with White Castle.
I think my problem is that I'm so reserved with White Castle because I always have to mentally prepare myself.
Right.
Like I can't just go like on a whim. I'm going to White Castle.
Yeah, I'm never at my best when I get White Castle. I'm never like, yo, feeling good. I'm ready. I'm prepared.
Yeah.
No, that's
and you don't ever leave the White Castle feeling better.
No.
You're always just like, oh, I'm a glutton. I'm a bad person.
Yeah.
And
the minute they give you the bag and you smell it, you're like, that smells amazing. I'm a piece of shit.
You go, I'm canceling all my plans, and it's just what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just accept it.
I only eat White Castle when my girl is away on the road.
Oh yeah.
It's like there's no way I'm that's for me and my dog. That's for me and my dog to enjoy. I'm like, yo, sorry, man. Sorry.
Yeah, that's awful.
But there's it's not happening. It's not happening.
So you got a studio space. So like what I know when people watch this, if they watch the reunion video, they'll see that you're the singer. But like, how involved in the songwriting process are you? And you know the fact that you've got a studio and stuff like that. How much are you involved with the recording process and stuff like that?
So this record was a little bit different because Sean came in halfway through Wilt being written. He kind of filled in some blanks, but historically Hungover has been me kind of presenting music and almost like a singer-songwriter, folky, me and an acoustic guitar. Here are the chords. Yeah. Here's the general structure. You guys play with it. We'll bring it into the studio and we'll figure it out after maybe a couple demos or whatever. So it always started with me, and then I would let it go and let the other players figure it out, because I'm not playing guitar or bass or anything in the band. I just like playing chords and singing. Right. But this last record, it's about 50-50. Half the songs are me coming to the guys and going, hey, these are the songs. What do you think you could do with them? Or Sean coming in and having like a full demo ready to go, asking me to write vocals on it, but written for my vocals, which I never had done before for me.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so he was just like, I think you would sound sick on this. I wrote this specifically for you to sing it in this style. I like when you do this, this, and this. Like maybe you could do that on here, and I would go with it. And what was cool
where do you
was
find a person like that?
Yeah,
where do you find a person?
Sean is a special case because the way that a typical American father would get his son into basketball or soccer or football or hockey or whatever, and have him shoot 100 free throws or 100 goals or whatever, and then he could have dinner. Sean's dad would make him do 100 scales before he went to bed every night, and let him drop out of high school so that he could go on tour. So Sean never stood a chance. His dad painted a portrait of Freddie Mercury in silhouette with the heavens opening up around him on their garage wall Their garage is filled with pianos and guitars and basses and instruments.
That's amazing.
There's a coffee table sitting in the middle of the garage with all of Sean's music memorabilia for like 10 years worth of time, and epoxy resin poured over it so that it will never be distorted. That house subscribes to music as a religion. It's it's wild.
So cool.
So Sean is just operating on another level musically, and I'm not just saying this because he's in my band. He might be the most technically sound guitar player I will ever meet in my entire life, and thinks about guitar and
That's
music
incredible.
in general in such a way that I could not even fathom, and I'm just so grateful that he's in my life to bring me even close to his level.
Right.
But he would also go demo with John Dolich, who I don't know if you guys are familiar with him, but he's in Mood Ring. He's in Cat Company, another band that I'm also singing for. He just got off tour with Our Last Night not that long ago. He's a great producer. He just worked on the Broadside record.
Okay.
So he's a heavy hitter, and they live right up the street from each other. And Sean Dolich actually ended up producing the record. So Sean Connors, who's in Hungover, would go demo with Sean Dolich, and the demo would basically be a full song. And then I would go demo vocals. And what was really interesting about this recording process was we were actually supposed to do the full record with Alan Reitman, who did Wilt. That is the other half of my musical brain, and I don't think I've ever clicked with someone in such a way that I've clicked with Alan. But he lives in Michigan, and Sean is here. And by the time we were getting ready to go do this record with Al, I said, "Hey, man, this record's done. Like it's written. Like there's pre-pro. We're gonna have to go back in and punch in some stuff, but it's 60% there. So why don't you just mix it and do the vocal production and like do stuff in post?" But Sean really just crushed it so hard with the demos and was so meticulous about the way that we tracked the demos that it was almost like we accidentally fell into doing this record. And because of that, we ended up recording the songs 2 or 3 times over because we were re-demoing the song, like trying to add stuff, make it better, whatever. Yeah. So realistically, a lot of this unspoken, unannounced hiatus that we went on where a band kind of disappeared was, namely the pandemic. And I had another child like just a month before that pandemic started, but also demoing, redemoing again, and then filling in the blanks, actually tracking the songs after the fact. So it was super weird and super different to make this record, and the songwriting process is something that I was not used to, but it got us to a point where towards the end, when we were sending in ideas for like what the mix would be or whatever, we were almost pulling back and saying like, oh, this sounds too polished. This sounds too clean. There's not enough grit to it. And a lot of that, while we thought it was a conversation about mix, ended up really being a conversation about production, because there were so many layers of production over 3 demos and then the actual track, and then pulling pieces from demo 1, demo 2, demo 3, and throwing it on the main track. And Sean God bless his hard drive, external hard drive, because this man probably has so much Hungover stems in his computer. It's insane. So like there was a point in tracking where he goes, "Oh, I think that's on my other external hard drive." Like we filled one up. Like, I don't know how far along. Granted, I don't know how far along he was with that one previously, but but we're gonna call it an empty one. We put the nail in the coffin,
Yeah.
So it's definitely interesting because as far as production, all Sean. A lot of the songs start with on my end with a voice memo and an acoustic guitar and a vocal, and that's as far as it'll ever get, because I just would rather put it in someone else's hands. And we don't really ever work with anybody that we don't trust or that we don't like or that we don't vibe with up front. So if I'm stepping in a studio to let you take the reins or whatever, like kind of head coach the project, then I already assume that what you're thinking is maybe not the right move because I think there's always more than one right move. But I'm going to trust your gut, and we're going to go in a direction unless I'm like, no, that's totally the wrong idea, and we'll still talk about it. I'll entertain everything.
Vision,
Right.
Yeah.
You brought up voice memos. How do you?
we love to ask this.
How do you title your voice memos, and how full is that?
I'm unhinged. I don't.
Oh, geez.
There's a.
The world.
Yeah, dude, there's voice memo 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It goes all the way up.
How do you find anything?
And it drives me crazy. But I'm also I don't know how it works for other people, obviously, because I only have my brain and just my brain.
Right.
But I go from not having a song to almost having a full song immediately. Right. It's like a lightning bolt. And it could happen 4 times in a month, or it could happen 4 times in a year, or maybe it'll never happen again. Every song I write, I go, oh, this is the last one for sure. Like, I'm not getting another one. There's no way. It's happened too many times.
That's definitely not just you.
No, it's not just you.
Not just you.
So usually when the idea happens, it doesn't matter where I am. If I don't get it down then, it is gone forever.
Yeah.
So I have to pull out my phone, and it'll be a hum, or if I'm in here, I could go and I grab this, and then it's all good. But if I don't get it down in that moment, I'm never going to get it down. Yep. I'd rather record it in that instant, not have the time to title it something, and then figure it out later, because at least I have the idea, you know.
Yeah. I dude, like I have one from actually the Orlando airport. I have, like, my last one was whatever the address of the Orlando airport. That's the title of mine. But
that's awesome.
Like, if you scroll down, I've got like doo wah 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 wah.
Yeah,
and it's like just heavy riffs.
New acoustic cool groove A7.
I like F sharp like an asshole.
I have F sharp like an asshole. I have 622, the mayor of Funktown.
I haven't heard that one yet.
I have F, D sharp, C sharp, A sharp.
Yeah, dude. And
then I have like actual titles. Once I've titled song, and I'm going in and kind of like, oh, here's the version in the room with the band, and here's the version of a pre-production and stuff like that. I have Rumble My Bee, my motherfucking bee.
All right, quick timeout. I want to let everybody know that despite the summer being gone and heading into the fall, does not mean that grilling season is over.
No, if you have a grill, it is always grilling season.
I feel like it's just getting started, and if you're grilling, if you're cooking, if you're doing any of that, make sure you do that with GrillYourAssOff.com.
Taste the freedom.
Exactly. Grill Your Ass Off is an awesome company. It is made in Texas. It is veteran-owned, and they were Small Business of the Year.
Yeah, Veteran Small Business of the Year 2023, which is awesome. That's amazing.
Yeah.
They also just partnered with Sailor Jerry. Now, rum may be my personal avoid at all costs booze, but some people really love it, and I guess I have to admit, even at its worst, it's delicious.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And there's a new Sailor Jerry Ironsides barbecue sauce that you can check out too. And anything that you decide to get at GrillYourAssOff.com. You want a deal? You want a special? You want some money off? Use the promo code.
Bacon. Because everything's better with bacon.
Yeah.
Right?
Hell yeah.
Come on. 10% off. Get it on all of their jerkies, all of their seasonings, all of their condiments, even their swag. Their swag is pretty sweet.
Yeah, spread some seasoning on those swags.
So definitely head over to GrillYourAssOff.com. Use the promo code BACON for 10% off. And always remember to ask yourself one super important question.
What's your bacon?
Face it, dating sucked in your 20s, gets worse in your 30s, and your 40s, forget it.
It's a cesspool out there, and we're your flotation device.
Join us weekly for saucy chat, ridiculous love gurus,
and MILF-worthy fun to spice up your life.
The MILF and Me Podcast. Every Wednesday on your favorite pod platform.
And the MILFandMePod.com.
The MILF and Me Podcast.
So something I do want to ask too, because like I've tried to ask him this too, and so we're in two separate bands and we write music separately, but then we also do have
and our
band
bands are
together.
very different.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And then we come together and we write other music too. But like for him, I write music as a totality, right? So I'll hear a song in my head and I'll write it that way. Like that's why I need to get behind a laptop and like flesh out those riffs and flesh out some of those drum parts and stuff like that. You mentioned having a full song in your head. Is that what you do? You get that kind of vibe where you're like, all right, well, I wrote the whole song behind an acoustic, but I also have like the drums need to be like this, and the riffs need to be this type of tone on the guitar and stuff like that. Is it more like that, or is just a singer songwriter song, like a piece?
Wilt was like that 100%, where I kind of knew what I wanted it to sound like almost on every instrument all the way through. And it almost broke our band up because I was so like gung-ho about this is the way that it needs to sound. So like I need a producer to kind of be the threshold between me and the band sometimes.
The intermediary, yeah. I need that too. I need that too, 100%.
Yeah. So I definitely think whole ideas, but also to the same token where I said that the band doesn't work with anyone that we don't vibe with or trust already, I also feel that about my band. So if you're like headstrong about this decision, let's go with it, to the point where it was a little easier because some of the record was recorded during the pandemic. I would on purpose not go to sessions if I knew that Sean was tracking guitar, because I knew I went in, I laid down chords, or I might have even just shown him the chords, and all the guitar that's tracked on the record is Sean. I don't play guitar at all. Yeah. But as opposed to Wilt, where I play I think 80% of the guitars. But I would not go to sessions because I knew that the song wouldn't change structurally, and I just had to cut him loose because I don't want him being up here technically and being like this rock god, and me being like this singer-songwriter down here, not technically as good, but kind of knows where I want the song to be. I didn't want to be holding him back and like giving him a ceiling. I want him to go crazy, right, and we'll edit him later. And then I trust Sean Dolich to go and edit him in the process. Like, no, that's crazy. You can't do that. So yeah, I learned from Wilt that is probably not the best idea if I'm collaborating with people.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I think like because we both actively play in the band as well, and we're not just singing. I think
I don't want to actively play in the band.
I don't want to actively play in the band either.
But I don't get enough players to do it. So
I'm just
too much of having to play.
I'm too much of a dick where I'm just like, no, play it like this. Like I'm too much of that. I try not to be, but I'm definitely like, you're not. Let me do it. You know. So I think that's part of that. But also you're working with a guitar player that's a songwriter. You know what I mean? Like I've worked with a number of guitar players. Some have been songwriters, some have not been songwriters. So it's like
some said they're songwriters.
The non-songwriter ones, you've got to kind of like give the direction and give the framework and give like, okay, I have to give you a ceiling, otherwise you're going to play things that there's no earthly way I can sing over, because you're going to fill in every single gap, right? And
the producer is also one of my favorite songwriters of all time.
Yeah.
So
finding that you trust is huge.
Yeah.
From his current projects to when we were he's a few years older than me, so I was maybe 14 or 15, and he was probably 18. He was in this band Glacia, which was of the Christian post-hardcore scene, and they were just an Under Oath rip basically, and it was incredible. And he hates that I bring it up. I'll bring it up on. I think I brought it up on Bar Down Breakdown when I did it a little bit ago. I still go back and listen to Glacia on Spotify, and I'll still do it until he takes it down.
Nice.
So,
nice.
yeah. So I trust
everybody
the
go
guy,
do that.
you know?
Everybody go do that and give him some numbers. So
It's
Pop a
good.
number.
Yeah.
What was that?
Pop a number.
Everybody that's listening now, go listen to that and pop a number. And
Yeah, he'll be so angry.
It's so funny. I actually have a
Great.
friends band that we used to play with all the time. That it was very much like that Define the Great Divide era, and straight up, like they were Under Oath. Like their riffs, their singing, the whole thing was all Under Oath, but they were really good.
right.
Like they were good and they were friends. They haven't put any other stuff on Spotify, right? Found the CD.
Which band was this?
Her Chance to Dream.
Oh, I don't know them. Okay.
Yeah, really fucking great.
Nice.
It was funny because their band before
Hell yeah.
it, so the guitar player and the singer were like attached at the hip. And as they were going through high school, their band sounded like Korn.
Okay.
And that's what it was. It was called Neglected. And we called them Baby Korn. And that's what
So
it sounded.
mean.
That's what it sounded like.
Right.
No, they were cool with it. They were cool.
All right.
They accepted it. They weren't like the pretentious, like, how dare you?
Right.
It was like yeah, okay. Like we love it and this is how we write. And
I
it's
thought
like,
that was a
cool,
demon.
we appreciate that. No, it wasn't demon. Demon was different.
Weren't they baby corn?
But yeah, then Define the Great Divide comes out, and Her Chance to Dream comes out. Yes, like you said, straight up, it was Under Oath, like top to bottom, like they made it.
But at the time, no, who's doing that? You
Yeah.
know, it's just Under Oath. Like it was like a lightning bolt. You know, like they really changed a lot. So
Absolutely.
to emulate them is a task in and of itself. I don't think I could ever do it.
those riffs, nobody's doing still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To this day, you can't replicate those riffs or like kind of pull off of them to use it as like
Influence.
influence
Right.
for your riffs. It's like, no, you got to
Yeah.
just like straight up rip that off
Right.
for it to sound that way, for sure. So like you're a lapsed wrestling fan,
Yes.
and that's okay. That's okay. I stopped watching for a while and then came back recently. But what I do want to ask you about, I mean, I'm sure, because if you're a lapsed wrestling fan, what that means is that you read the results, you read what's going to happen, and then you're like, all right, maybe I'll watch.
Yeah.
So
I'll
that
always come
being
back at
said-
the Rumble.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
That's
yeah.
the
You always jump back in
That's the
January.
Because that's the best one anyway.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah. Some of us win money. Some of us lose money
sometimes.
on the Rumble.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like the whole, like this whole thing with the CM Punk and all that stuff. Have you followed it? Have you like thought about it? Have you?
It pops up on my feed. I know that he was with AEW, and then like there was some bad blood, and then there was like he was like technically still champion or something at some point, right? But then MJF had the belt, which like MJF is wonderful.
Fantastic.
He's
Fellow
a
Long Island boy, baby.
Yes,
Long
dude.
Island, yeah.
Absolutely. He's the guy, and I'm not just saying that as a Long Island guy. I'm just saying that as a wrestling guy. He is a hero. But I can't do it. I can't care. The guy's a great wrestler. He's a good storyteller. Undoubtedly one of the greatest to ever step into a ring. spits like no other. I can't care until your name is on the dotted line and you're showing up on a regular basis and there's no BS behind the scenes. Like, just show up and be the guy. Like, that is to touch back on kayfabe, like we were talking about earlier. I miss that from when I was a kid. Sometimes when I read this stuff on Twitter or like Wrestling News Report or whatever, or like What Culture, sometimes I'll tune in on.
Right.
I kind of miss just not knowing and being mesmerized, because it's like
I hate when
people
the
say like
lost.
I hate when the backstage is more important than what's on TV.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's this whole deal of like, people will say like, oh, well, you know it's not real, right? Of course I know it's not real. You know what's also not real? Fucking Harry Potter. And you have a Harry Potter tattoo. Like, you know what I mean? Like who's that? Sidebar. Today, I'm picking my kid up at school, and there is a dad walking across the street, Hardy Boys tattoo. He had the logo on his forearm.
Wow. Okay.
And I was like, I need to meet that dad. We need to have a conversation. That was just something awesome I saw. But I miss kayfabe a little bit. The mystique, the mystery. Yeah. That is why I think Undertaker was so revered for so long, is that he really kept it close. Yeah. And then the Last Ride was so captivating, the docuseries, because everybody was chomping at the bit to learn who Mark was and not the Undertaker, because he was so private. Yeah. And now like he goes and he has this whole other career as a personality. He's going on podcasts. He's like kind of revealing things that he wouldn't reveal while he was in his career. And like that's a guy that you'll follow for a long time. And the thing is, CM Punk isn't, how do I put it? He's not going out and tweeting about these things. He's not blasting it.
Right.
But he's so controversial that you hear blurbs and whispers or screams, about things that he has going on, or rumors or whatever. And I just I can't care. Can't care.
I'm with you on that. Like I'm one of those people that like, I don't like spoilers. I don't like, I'll avoid trailers for movies. I just think there's too much. There's too much that's known.
This guy,
I want to be entertained in the moment with the thing. I don't want to go in knowing.
I want to tell you, like, legit, when it comes to a movie that's coming out, he'll watch the teaser, and then I go, dude, did you see this trailer? And you're like, nope.
Yeah.
Don't even tell me what's in it. I don't fucking care. I don't want to know. When does the movie come out? Just as long as they have the date, cool.
I'm the same way.
And that's what I want, man.
Have you guys seen the last John Wick movie?
Yes.
No, I've not.
So good.
Do you care that I spoil it right now?
He doesn't. He'll look up how he loves spoilers. He loves all the back stuff.
No.
Like you read everything.
Hold on.
I don't read the spoilers. I like before I see him. Like when I go.
Just 1 second, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't go and like. I don't go and like look up the spoiler to a movie that I'm about to see.
I'm so sorry. My daughter just woke up.
Okay.
And I can pause. She'll fall right back asleep. I don't know how much time you guys have.
No, it's all good. And welcome to the show. What's her name?
Her name is Lydia. She can't hear you right now. I have Bluetooth headphones in right now.
Well, Lydia's joined the show. If you're watching on YouTube, you see a beautiful dog.
Yeah. I'm so sorry, you guys. It's late, and she my best friend had but I guess he didn't act as a buffer. But I would love to be able to go put her down if that's possible. I don't know how much time.
Absolutely, we can pause it.
I'm gonna go try and find my phone then.
Yeah, we'll pause.
Cool.
He'll go get his phone. You put her down. We'll do her thing.
Hey, have you ever wondered how you could actually help the show out? I mean, not just like listening and giving a 5-star review or buying a T-shirt or working with sponsors. A little bit of extra zazz. Yeah. Are you one of those people that likes extra stuff? That likes a little bit more? Can't spell extraordinary without that little extra.
Exactly. So if you like that stuff, if you want a little bit of extra bacon, like tasting shows and cooking shows and early access to episodes, I mean, shoot, you can't get any earlier than live.
That's true.
Every week we do our discussion and drinks live for our patrons over at patreon.com/baconismypodcast.
Check it out. Check out the tiers. See what's right for you. Help us out. We love you. Thanks for being a part of it. Remember to ask yourself, what's your bacon?
You want a fucking burger?
Dude, what I will tell you is you do not have to worry about like the kids' run-ins. I got 2 on my own.
I saw them.
And they are pillars on the podcast. They are a lot of fun. We've had them do tastings.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
Oh, what? That's awesome.
Yeah, we did. The Harry Potter jelly beans.
Oh, the jelly beans. Yeah.
Yeah, we did that on the podcast.
Yeah, we did that with them.
So I was telling him my best friend is in the living room, and they have to pass through the living room to get into this room. So I was like, "Hey, man, I'm gonna do this podcast. You just like sit in here, you know." And he's Uncle Austin. Like they'll go right into his arms, invited to bed. You know, no big deal. It just so happened that it was the very moment he went to the bathroom that she sprinted out. Just impeccable timing.
Well, she was waiting.
Impeccable timing.
She was like, "This is my moment."
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And you know what? She made a run in. It's great.
Yeah.
We had special guest star.
Oh man.
Yeah, we
He's
are
the best.
kid and pet friendly. That's what we do here.
Exactly.
Yeah. Dude, like the Madden mobile thing is cool. I'm trying to get back into video games a little bit. I don't know where I'm going to find.
I'm not a huge gamer.
Right, but you have your games. Like they're going to release it.
I
and
do.
I'm going to figure that out.
Yeah, but I think that's what's so clutch about the Madden mobile situation is that it's just like in my pocket, and it's like, oh, I have like 10 minutes to kill. Pop it open, knock out some Madden mobile, claim my rewards for the day, feel like I accomplished something, and then I don't have to get sucked into Super Smash Bros. For 12 hours because that could absolutely happen.
Oh, dude, yeah. So something that I will say is like, I bought the Switch for my son. We bought it, and
we all buy it for our son.
right, exactly. We all bought it for our son, and then at the same time, we've also all found it use for it ourselves, right?
You just find a use for it.
They're just wonderful. I walked into my in-laws' house yesterday to pick up my kids, and they were all playing Nintendo Wii. And they were like, "Do you want to get in on this?" And I was like, "Oh no, I don't play Wii anymore." Like I knew it was going to happen. You know, it was Wii Sports. They were playing tennis, and my son doesn't know what Wii is. You know,
play Wii.
Yeah, so he's fired up, and he goes, "Do you want to play me, Dad?" And I was like, "You don't want the smoke, dude." And just like one serve, smoke comes off of it. And he was like, "How did you do that?" And I was like, "You don't understand. This came out when I was 12 and I had no friends."
I locked this down.
I rule on this thing. You are done.
Another fun thing that came out around the Wii, and my wife got it for me, was the PlayStation Move.
Oh,
and that
I don't know if I heard about that.
Yeah, PlayStation Move. It was, again, it had the.
I remember that.
You remember because you played in my fucking house.
Oh yeah, that is why I remember that. Okay.
And then so PlayStation put together these remotes that were basically ripoffs of Wii, but it had it looked like one of those masturbating massagers.
Oh, there was like an orb on the top of it, right?
Yeah, and then you can also have So she got that, and man. That was great because they used to have jousting, and then they also used to have frisbee golf.
Okay.
And that shit was the bomb. And that made me really good at Wii at the same time somehow.
that hand-eye coordination.
Right.
It was like the camera thing. Now, something I wasn't good at is the 360 when it had that.
Oh,
You
the
remember
Kinect
camera
or
that we
whatever?
had?
That never really worked.
It never really worked at all.
Never really
It was
worked.
awful.
No.
Yeah.
It was really bad. Yeah. Are you so you said you were 12 when we came out, and I was
I think that's a guesstimate. I could be wrong,
okay.
but
well,
I think I was around 12.
that puts me at way older than you. So
I just turned 30 like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, it's not that much younger than I am. But do you do like retro gaming? Do you do like the old school like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Genesis, anything like that?
Dude, Genesis was my jam.
Yeah.
I actually, my mom just got to the point where she was like, "You've been moved out too long for me to still have some of your stuff." So I went over and I did the clean sweep, and I found it was my old Sega Genesis, a GameCube, my PS2. I think there was a Dreamcast in there or something, some other random stuff. But I love it. We have the Switch has a suite of NES and SNES games, and we also have that, like, it looks like an SNES, but it's very small and compact, and it has like Mario. Yeah, it has like the original Mario Kart on it and stuff, and we play that all the time.
Check out. There's a company called Retron or Retron. Dude, those like the systems are sick. Basically what they do is they build systems to read the cartridges.
Okay, cool.
And you plug them in. So I have one that does Genesis, SNES, Nintendo. I think there's something else. Oh, it might be 32X or something like that. And
that's impeccable. That's
it's
wonderful.
thick, and it has the Sega Genesis controllers, but wireless. And also on any side of the system, you can plug in all of the retro.
It's pretty sick.
Controllers.
It's pretty
I'm on
awesome.
board with that. I'm totally
It
on
is
board with
so good. It is so
That's
good. So being young and like Sega being your jam. What was your Sega Genesis game?
Mortal Kombat and
Yeah.
Sonic.
Yeah, man.
Honestly, that might have been where my love for music started, is the Sonic soundtrack.
Oh yeah.
Green Hill Zone.
Have you seen that they're doing Sonic like live?
Say more things. What?
Yeah. So what they're doing is they're taking the Sonic soundtrack, and throughout time of all the Sonic things, and they're doing a live tour of the music with video and stuff. And they've gotten big enough that Kellen Quinn from Sleeping with Sirens is singing on the tracks on it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
That's incredible.
I didn't know it was a thing, and then I saw him posted on Twitter like, "Thank you so much, Sega family and Sonic," and I'm like, "Well, why?" And it's because they brought him on this, like, it was like a short tour or whatever, but they had like all these musicians, symphonic players, all that stuff, and
That's incredible.
And they're doing all the Sonic music live on tour.
Honestly, dude, shame on me for putting Kellen Quinn in a box, because I would have never expected that.
That dude can
That
do
is
anything.
incredible. Yeah.
That dude can do anything. Come on.
That's nuts. Have you seen, I don't know if this is like a regular thing. It was in a TikTok that I saw one time. There's a band that has learned all the Mario Kart songs, and there's a bar night where you play Mario Kart, and they'll do the like, and the band is playing, and they start playing the songs from Mario Kart, and then like when there's sound effects with the shell or whatever, they'll time it and do it at the same time. It's so sick.
No.
It's the best way to do jazz. It's incredible. It looks so cool.
Is this an Orlando thing? Because I think I need to move to Orlando.
I don't know. The bar looked very New Englandy in the TikTok. Like where like everything is still 2004 for some reason.
Right. No, I get it.
That's what it looked like.
I live there.
So yeah. So
I get it.
It looks very frozen in time. So I don't know, but it was incredible to see.
Dude, that's awesome. There was like, I appreciate that stuff like a lot. I love that stuff. There's also a band, and they used to book them local to us, that I forgot what their name of the band was, but all they did was wrestling entrance themes.
That's sick.
What's your favorite wrestling entrance theme?
Ooh.
What's your
mine.
favorite? What's yours, Mark?
This is a weird one, and I don't know why it gets me so hyped, but it's Taka Michinoku.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
That was a good one.
Michinoku.
With a
Dude, that
it was before Kayan.
it was like,
well, it makes
the
sense.
guitar.
It totally makes sense with like that, and then you make the connection to Sonic music.
Yeah.
Like music from Sonic.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
That's
and he wore a lot of blue. Like it just makes sense. Also, I feel like that theme song walked so that Shinsuke Nakamura's theme song could soar.
Yeah.
Like just like the Asian style songwriting paired with like rock guitars and just like
and it is distorted fucking violin.
Just imagine Taka Michinoku in a leather jacket, and he doesn't have that weird haircut where it's just like no hair and then all the hair. Imagine him with long flowing hair, dude. He would have been a freaking rock star, and that's what Shinsuke Nakamura is.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, dude.
So what's funny? So I'm gonna just because I'm able to phone it in on this.
Okay,
is because I got married during the summer of punk.
Right.
Okay. I got married.
You're such a CM Punk fan.
I'm such a Mark.
You're such a
fucking Mark, right?
You really are.
But I got married. So okay. So what we used to do at my apartment is we used to split pay-per-views, right?
Yeah.
So this was the years of, hey, this is going to cost $50. If we get 10 people in here, it's $5 a piece.
Yeah.
So we used to do that. Well, Money in the Bank in Chicago, Punk's last time wrestling, because the thing, whatever, and they were talking about, well, I'm just going to leave with the title, right? That was literally the Sunday prior to, or two Sundays prior to my wedding.
Mm-hmm.
I got married on July 1st, right? We came out to, my wife and I came out to This Fire Burns by Killswitch.
Yep.
And the only reason why that was okay is because it was Killswitch. Because the second I was like, this is CM Punk's theme song, she was like, what? I was like, it's Killswitch. She's like, okay, fine.
All right, so I'm gonna.
So it's easy for me. I'm
gonna make you work for it. I'm gonna let you cop out. I want your favorite pro wrestling theme song that was made for the wrestler. That's not a band song that they licensed.
Right. All right, you go first.
Okay. Currently, Asuka. Her first theme song.
Her original theme song.
Just kills. You know? It's sick.
The harmonic thing.
Yeah.
Really got me. Yeah.
Yeah. That's my current.
Were you guys?
What's up?
Were you guys on the Bray Wyatt train?
Dude, I was on the Bray Wyatt
That
train.
one went hard. Her heel. That was.
Yeah.
What a guy. R.I.P.
Yeah, dude.
Well, and his original theme too was so incredible. But I'm not picking that one because it was a licensed. It was a licensed song.
Oh, was it licensed?
Yeah. It was like it already existed.
Damn.
Well, yeah,
that whole like catching flies.
Yeah,
oh, so good.
That was originally a song, and then another band went and like redid it.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
And it was that song's killer.
Yeah,
killer. Fit him perfectly. I love Bret Wyatt.
It was like, was it Code Orange? Is that what it was?
They did the remix.
They did the remix.
They did the heavy version.
So that's why I thought it was for him, because I was like, that's not a Code Orange song. So it must be an original. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, Oscar as far as that, and then I will say like all time before that, man, there's just something about that Hart Foundation Bret Hart theme.
The
yeah.
I'm gonna go with.
Love it.
I'm gonna go with Jericho.
Break the Walls.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. That's a solid choice.
One.
That was a solid banger. I would oftentimes just listen to WWE, the music volume 4.
Was that like Triple H?
Jim Johnston, dude.
Yeah, dude.
That dude is awesome. I'm trying to. I want to get him on the show.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
I want to get him on the show so fucking bad. Because he actually just recently did like a few shows with the Conrad Thompson like family kind of thing, and he had a guitar sitting next to him. He was sitting in the studio, and they were like, well, let's talk about this theme. And he was like, cool, yeah, let me grab my guitar. So this is why I wrote it this way. And like he had this piano going and everything, and I was like, I want to talk to this guy. Like, how do you capture that? I want to talk about how you capture that, and I also want to talk about how do you get job capturing that?
Right?
Because I'd like to do that.
I'd like that job. Yeah. I also have to give an honorable mention to Demolition. The Demolition theme song.
Here comes the axe.
Because literally they were like, here comes the axe. Here comes the smack. It's Demolition. Walking disaster. That's like,
that's hard.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah.
It's an awful theme song.
It's incredibly bad.
It's so awful.
But it's so great. It's so great.
That's like saying Akeem was great.
Akeem was great.
It was great.
So anything to do with Slick was great.
Okay.
Are you kidding me? Because you're a job soul bro. A job soul bro.
Yeah.
What?
Okay.
Incredible. But that's like old. That's old ass WWE. WWF.
Yeah.
Right? That's like.
For sure. Dude, we really appreciate your time hanging with us and talking shit and just all of this. You are our first episode of year 4.
Yeah, I didn't know that was happening, which is incredible. That's great. I'm glad it was you, because that's cool.
This is a great way to kick shit off.
Yeah.
Right. And early ballot bromance, because
for sure.
I like this guy a lot.
We do an award show every year, the BIMP.
Yeah.
And one of the awards is Bromance of the Year. And this current year, we might not have one. We might change the award.
Well, no, we're changing the award. It's still that award, but we're changing it. We're altering it. A bit. Unless somebody else.
There's certain episodes where it's just 3 dudes falling in love, man.
We like it.
It's an important thing. It's an important thing.
Dude, thank you so much for hanging out with us, spending so much time.
No problem.
Putting your daughter to sleep during this.
Yeah.
It was great. I'm really, really, really happy that you were willing to reschedule, and
thank you for that.
And I was willing to
you got time.
I was like, hey man, fine, that's cool. We'll record in Miami.
We'll figure it out.
We'll make it happen. And now we have like a cool backdrop. We
don't have
this cool, but it's not as cool.
It's pretty sick.
Normally. Like if you look at our normal backdrop, not as cool as this.
It's a bunch of guitars.
I did watch a little bit of the Spencer Chamberlain episode just to make sure I was make sure I was like in the know. So if that's your normal thing, I got the gist.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
Figured I'd watch another Florida guy.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So like, this is a cooler background. So thank you for joining us on a cooler background show. But dude, before we sign off here, let everybody know where they can find everything Hungover, everything Reunion. The single is fucking awesome. I can't stress this enough. Guys.
Well, and this comes out when? So what?
Well, no, it's out now. It's out.
No, I mean this.
This comes out after November 5th.
All right. So if anything else is out now, as of November 5th, let people know.
So I think this is just close enough to where I will be allowed to say this. Reunion is available everywhere: YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere that you consume music. It is there. And by November 5th, we should be hyping up single number 2. It's called Shake It Off. There will likely be a pre-save link for it. This is a song that I did a lot of teasing on TikTok for the record, because I posted a tweet in the middle of a little bit of restlessness saying, screw it, I'm just going to start leaking the record on TikTok. Nice. And Smart Punk liked it. So I said, that's my pass. I'm just going to start leaking the music and we'll see what happens. And this song started popping on TikTok every time I posted it. So I learned that I can't post it anymore because people get angry. it's not out yet. So
also shout out to Smart Punk. Cool people.
Yeah.
Very, 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 very cool people. Also in Orlando. We still got to go there. You got to go over to Smart Punk.
Dude, I live up the street from the record store. They have a record store that is incredible.
Yes.
Nice. There's a bunch of Smart Punk releases, and then Cooper, the guy who runs the store, he orders just like a bunch of rando records, used records from this buddy that he knows. So there's always like some cool stuff to dig through. They have such a crazy operation going on. It is wild. You got to check it out if you get the chance.
Nice, cool.
It's like visiting Google, but it's a bunch of old punk dudes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I like it. All right.
But yeah, so Shake It Off will be out at the end of November. Reunion is out everywhere now, and there will be a new record at the beginning of 2024, and maybe another single before then. And yeah, so Hungover.
Awesome. Let's go. And we know about coffee, we know about Madden, but after our conversation and bringing up things and jogging the brain, is there anything else that you would say to what's your bacon?
My kids are my bacon. I was thinking more stuff, like more material things. But my kids are my bacon, dude. They're the two coolest things I've ever been a part of, ever. And they are the best parts of me. And they're beautiful mirrors that make me realize things about myself and my reasons for doing everything. They're just so wonderful and badass, like way more badass than I will ever be. I can't do a front flip into the pool. I'm too old. I'll die. They can.
That's amazing.
But just my kids. My kids are my bacon.
Nice.
Awesome. I hear that, man.
Awesome.
I totally hear that. Me too. And just wait. Like, I know it's such a double-edged sword when you're like, oh, they're getting so old. Time moves so quickly. This and that. Like, now my son, we're like, okay, dude, he's 10, and we're buying an extra ticket to Story of the Year to go,
right?
Like, bring him to Story of the Year. And it is sick. It's so awesome.
My Fall Out Boy tickets that I was basically forced to get,
right?
That I mentioned, I think in the promo. I have 2, so I have to decide between bringing Rachel or bringing my son, which is interesting. Yeah, that's a toughie. Do I get a babysitter or do I use the one that's built in?
I gotta tell you.
I think you have to hold a contest. Someone's got to win that.
Yeah.
It would be his first, and Fall Out Boy is the top 3 for me. And it's Jimmy Eat World in the main.
Dude.
Oh wow, really?
Great.
Yeah.
Show. Holy shit.
So I just don't know. I don't know if he's going to be able to hang for that long. He's 7, So
Right.
So
it might be a
your
babysitter
daughter-
night.
Your daughter was born just before the pandemic, right?
A month before. So her birthday is
she's-
February 17th. We shut everything down March
be-
17th.
All right, so she's gonna be 4.
Mhm.
Get a sitter. Telling you, get a sitter. You'll. We'll talk after we're done.
And then
Right
and
on.
they'll be like, honey, this is the last time.
Yeah, yeah.
That makes sense. That makes
That's
sense.
awesome.
Maybe we'll get
Guys, check out Hungover because
Yeah. Check out
They're
Hungover,
fucking
check out
awesome.
Reunion, check out all the music.
Mark is one of my favorite guests ever
You can say
here
R.
now.
You can say R. It's all right.
What?
You can speak for me. You can say R.
Oh, okay, cool. I speak for him
that
now.
works. You
Mark
can
is
speak
one
for
of
me.
our favorite guests
Yeah,
now.
you can say that.
Thanks.
So definitely check out the music and always remember to ask yourself one super duper important question. Mark, do you remember what I mean? Like it's been a while. Do you
Well,
remember what?
Or it's been just like a second.
Right.
We just did.
Do you remember what
What should they ask
super
themselves?
important question is?
The super important question.
Yeah, what's that thing in your life that could be a side, that could be a top, and that could be
what
main
is your
course?
what is your bacon?
Yes.
See?
Yeah.
Woo.
That's how it works. Everybody at home, what's your bacon? We'll see you next time.
Mark from Hungover.
Awesome.
What a mensch, if you will.
Okay. All right. Yeah. We can be a mensch.
Yeah.
Nice.
I like that guy.
I do. I like that guy too. This is one of those times where it was like, oh, cool, we're gonna get along right away.
Yeah.
That was pretty great.
I think we could say this now.
Yeah.
So because we had so much going on, we were not able to prep for a show
At all.
the way we would normally do it.
At all.
Yeah.
At
yeah.
all.
Period. At all. And
I listened to their song, and I read their press release.
yeah. And
I listened to a few of their songs, and I,
Right.
listened, and I read their
right.
press release.
And I listened to a few of their songs as well. That's why I booked them. And man, I'm glad we did.
Yeah.
You know, like at the beginning of this, I was like, man, why did I book this during this?
Well,
But
it makes me feel like we should do less prep.
I don't disagree.
I'm like,
I don't
why,
disagree.
Why do I work so hard?
Right. But yeah, man, I am really happy with man, we're at episode 1, year 4.
Yeah. That's
So-
super cool.
And we got to meet a dude that was incredibly cool.
Yeah.
Incredibly.
He's another one that we will see again. And
Yes.
we will talk to again.
Abso-freaking-lutely.
All that
So-
kind of stuff.
Before we completely sign off, we want to thank everybody for listening. If you are one of the BIMP squad over at baconismypodcast.com, or no, I'm sorry, patreon.com /baconismypodcast. Thank you so much for helping us out, helping
Yeah.
us keep this show alive, keep it
Absolutely.
free for everybody. You know, you guys are the lifeblood of this. Benefits of going and getting to be a part of that. Well, you know, we do discussion and drinks
Yeah.
live for people.
For people. And there's all kinds of extra content and shows and everything.
Tons of
else
extra
on there.
content.
So we've done a lot. That you release music on there.
I released music and it's early.
Yeah.
And
I don't because I'm not.
my
I'm not allowed.
new song, Hurt, is out now
Yeah. And it's great.
on there.
And it's great.
In a few days, it's going to be
I had to go
out
on there to hear
the-
it.
What?
I had to go on there to hear it
On there?
on Patreon.
No, I sent it to you.
I don't.
We just text a lot.
I missed it.
You didn't want to
I missed
scroll
it.
through. That's fine.
missed it, yeah.
That's okay. But yeah, we have tons of extra content. It's super cool.
Yeah.
Thanks to our sponsors that we usually have prominently displayed, but thank you to grillyourself.com.
Hey, you know what? It's not prominently
Manscaped.
displayed, but my beanbag is clean, shaven, and wiped.
finely kempt,
Yes.
if you will.
Yes.
Thanks to manscaped.com. Use the promo code BACONPOD. Get 20% off.
And free shipping.
And free shipping. Not to mention, dude, the Lawnmower 5.0 is like a thing now.
Yes. I haven't got a chance to actually use it yet. I will be doing a report very soon about that, but I am excited by
We're
seeing
working
it.
on figuring out how we report it.
Yeah.
Which is going to be great.
Yeah.
So stay tuned to that. Jimmy, where can they find you? And your
you
things?
can find me. I mean, first off, you can find Bacon is My Podcast over on The Den, where you can find all kinds of cool podcasts and shows and all that stuff. So definitely check out the stuff there. You'll see it in the links and everything. But me personally, you can find me at Jimmy G's Shoes on all the socials. My band Craving Strange is at cravingstrange.net, where you can find all our music, all our goings on, all our socials, all our links, all that kind of stuff. Stay in touch with us. We appreciate it. We got new music coming out. We are recording now. We are in the process. We are halfway through the music portion of the recordings, which is excellent, which I'm super happy about. Find us there. And then all my other stuff. I mean, Bacon is My Passion's a thing.
We just had our first show.
We just did our first show. I can't tell you how it went.
Not now.
Until next, maybe.
Well, discussion and drinks.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll tell you about it.
Like the last episode, if you want to know how it went, like listen to an episode or two prior to this.
Right.
And it'll...
Right.
We'll figure it
out. You
out.
know how it went by now.
Right.
But yeah, check out Bacon is My Passion on all the streaming services. Also at baconismypodcast.com, you can find all that stuff, plus links to all our sponsors and everything that we're doing, where you'll get the best price. So if you're going to buy anything from any of our sponsors, please use the link from our site, because it makes sure that you get the best price and it makes sure that you get the deal. And it also lets them know that you saw it through us and that you're helping us out. So we do appreciate that.
Exactly.
Keep those.
We got a few new ones. We got a few new links up there, so go ahead and check it out. So yes.
Where can they find you?
Me, personally, I am at Me My Own Self Mike. You can find out what's happening with my family, with my travels, with my extracurriculars, if you will. My band, Something Heavy. Again, brand new single out called Hurt. It's out. It's a thing. And I'm pretty proud of it. Big shout out to past guest and super producer, who's also done all of Craving Strange's stuff, for the past 5 years.
Currently working with now.
Yeah,
everything since Landmines.
Exactly. So, big shout out to Dave Caggiano, the fucking wizard of production, for putting this thing that I recorded and making it so grand.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
So, yeah, Something Heavy. We got a new single out. We got more stuff coming out soon. More really cool shit that we're about to do. We have some plans. I haven't really told you about those plans. I'm going to tell you.
I want to hear about some plans.
So we're going to sign off here.
Yeah, we're going to eat some mystery food.
While we're here in Miami.
We got some mystery food.
Yeah.
I ordered it by photo. Don't really know what we got. It was all in Spanish.
Hopefully it doesn't kill us. If it does,
then this is the last thing that we ever did.
I will remember you.
Will you remember me?
And always remember to ask yourself one super important question. Jimsy, what is that question?
What's your bacon?
Yeah. World peace.